By now, I'm expecting all of you know about the Tax the Rich dress from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the one she wore to the Met Gala, you know, while partying with the most wealthy people on the planet. Well, it turns out the Congresswoman may have been in violation of several House ethics rules by accepting the invitation to the gala. Tickets, by the way, I'm told were going for $35,000. The National Legal and Policy Center filed a complaint with the Office of Congressional Ethics Thursday. We have the lawyer who filed that complaint, Paul Kamenar, on with us now. Paul, good to have you here. I thought the dress said "Vax the Rich," but I guess I misunderstood. It was "Tax the Rich." Tell me about the lawsuit and where we're going from here.
Sure, yeah. Speaking of "Vax the Rich," she was supposed to be wearing a mask at the event, and she was not wearing one for the most part, so there's the hypocrisy there. Yes, this is the annual Met Gala that they have, raising millions of dollars, and she attended. The House says rules are you cannot accept any gift, but they have exceptions. You can get an invitation gratis to a charity event. Well, that may be fine here, except that our information is that the free ticket was basically one that's paid for by a corporate sponsor, because sponsor tables go for $200,000 to $300,000. So we don't think she complied there. Moreover, she went with her boyfriend, and the House rules are very clear. You can go to a charity event and you can take one guest as long as it's your spouse or your dependent child. Her boyfriend is neither. So that's a clear violation there. Now let's get to the dress, the Tax the Rich dress. That was made for her by a designer, especially for her. And the cost of making the dress and loaning to her is of value, and she's got that constitutes a gift. She may come back and say, "Oh, well, that's from a friend of mine." The friend rule exception says you can get gifts from your friends as long as it's not related to your House duties. And this is clearly, she was there because she's a representative in Congress. And then finally, there's a host of other gifts that there's no excuse. The limo, the hair makeup, the use of the Carlisle Hotel, jewelry, all those are gifts. So there's no way she can get out of this by saying, "Oh, I'm allowed to do this."
Let me ask you this, David, because here's the real question, though. Does anything ever come of it? Because the cynics sitting here watching right now say, yeah, that's great. There'll be no punishment. They'll do nothing because they never do. What do you say to that?
Well, we have this complaint filed with the Office of Congressional Ethics. And their investigation, we think, if they're doing their job, will refer it to the House Ethics Committee where the disciplinary action is taken. But I think it may be that they'll just cover this up. They won't discipline her, but we hope that they do their job. The House Ethics Committee is supposedly bipartisan, but we'll see. But the National Legal and Policy Center has a good track record in filing complaints and getting action taken. We filed one a couple of weeks ago against Ilhan Omar for her book deal, where she did not disclose that on her financial disclosure forms. So we're just going to continue to press with this complaint and get as much attention as we can on these violations.
All right, so here we are looking at Congress getting gifts. This is not unique to her. She just flaunted it publicly. That was one of the violations here, the arrogance of it all. I think maybe there'd be ethical arrogance that could be tacked onto here because she just flaunts it out there. She thinks she's making a political statement. So if she ends up paying for the dress, if she pays for the ticket, does that excuse her from the violation?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, she could pay for the ticket. That would maybe cover the fact that it was maybe comped by a corporate sponsor. Instagram and Facebook had tables there, but she would have to pay for the value of the dress, the value of the limo driver, the value of the Carlisle Hotel, which is not cheap, the value of the professional hairdresser, etc. So she would be facing a lot of money in order to comply with this gift rule. But it's clear that she violated it to begin with.
All right. Well, greatly appreciate you being here, Paul Kamenar, filing that ethics complaint, one of more than one now. And we appreciate you filling us in on what's been going on. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me.